Hey guys, Pat here. I want to show you guys a little bit about the project I'm working on. Recently there's been this craze in the Subaru community of finding this particular engine block. This is a genuine EJ22T Legacy Turbo engine block, short block. And I'm going to use this to build a EJ22T, EJ22E hybrid for my car out here, which you probably can't see because it's pretty dark. It's a 1996 Subaru Impreza LX all-wheel drive. And my plans, I don't really have, huge plans for it. I know most of the guys that buy this block want to run like 30 pounds of boost and do all sorts of crazy, crazy drag racing with it and stuff because it's so strong and it's closed deck as opposed to the regular EJ20s and 25s, which are open deck, meaning that they got the coolant passages that are or the space for the coolant passages that goes all the way around. With this motor or this project so far, I haven't really had to buy anything. For the short block itself, I traded a car that I had for a long time. It was a 1987 Toyota MR2 1.6, not supercharged, that I bought when I was 16 or 17, I can't remember. And I drove that thing for years and years and autocrossed it and had all sorts of fun with it and stuff like that. But I kind of grew out of it and I wanted something different, and because I live in Ohio where the weather is so ridiculously unpredictable that in the morning you could be using the heat, in the afternoon you could be using the AC, and when we get snow we get a lot of it. So I wanted something that was all-wheel drive, and I've been a rally guy for a long time. My dad was a rally driver. He had a 1986 Audi 4000 CS that he built a long time ago. He passed away a few years ago of cancer. But yeah, so that's an introduction to the black. Because I gave him the car, and it ran okay when I gave it to him, and I think he was pretty impressed with it. So he gave me something else too. He gave me this. This is the genuine EJ22T intake manifold with all the stuff still attached to it, and it has I think the main difference between this one and a stock EJ22 one is the spacing between the throttle body and the firewall is enough to have a top mount intercooler, which is nice. I'm not sure if I'm going to go that route. I have a buddy that may give me a SRT4 intercooler, but yeah. And here's another interesting thing about this is he told me he thought it had upgraded injectors in it, and I'm not sure how well my camera's picking this up on my phone, but these appear to be STI pink top injectors, and while nobody's been really been able to tell me if that's the case or not yet, I need to pull one out and inspect it closer. I have a friend that will be able to tell me eventually, but that would be a really awesome start. And as for heads, I'm going to use factory 22E heads. There's a thread going on Nasiok about what heads probably work with this block, and I have a friend who had an EJ20 that he blew up, and he's using a NA22 block. Go check out his project if you can. I think he's got thread for it on Nasiok. His username is Thorne, Thorne, and he's a pretty popular Subaru tuner around here. And he gave me these. These came off of the engine block that he found in the junkyard to build his motor, and he just he didn't really want these, and he said he wanted to support my project, so he just gave them to me. The only problem with these is, if you can see right here, let me move the light. There we go. You can see right here, one of the rocker arms is busted off, and that's because the car that his motor came out of was in a front end collision, and apparently, broke through it and broke this piece off. But Subaru designed these to be individually serviced, so I'm going to try to find either a used one, or if I have to, I'll buy one from a dealership or something. But you can see this one's pretty dirty because it's been open a while, but this one had a valve cover on it and it's still really clean. I'm going to try to get these professionally inspected and see if they're okay. But for the time being, they'll probably do. And if I have to, I can use the heads off the motor that's already in the car. And the whole reason for doing this project is the motor that's in my car right now, we think maybe has a cracked block. Somebody was telling me that the regular NA22 has a block cracking problem on the passenger side cylinder by the firewall. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I kind of wanted to swap to a turbo motor anyway. But, yeah, that's just a nice introduction to my project. I kind of want to do, I'm a big autocross guy, but I know how fragile these Subaru transmissions are, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing much of that without swapping to some sort of STI transmission setup or something like that. But what I've got in it right now is the factory transmission, and that one has some issues too. But I may keep that for a while and either get a new factory one or buy another factory one and put RA gear set in it or something like that. But yeah, that's my aim so far. As far as tuning goes, I'm going to try to go with people in the Megasquirt community have recently figured out how to use a Subaru 6.7 trigger wheel to run a Megasquirt engine management computer. And there's a guy in Ohio that is selling one for really cheap, and I'm not going to give away my secret to where I found it, but I'm going to be buying it for less than it costs to buy an unassembled kit, and it works and everything. He's even throwing in the Megasquirt stimulator board, which is great because it means you can test all the sensors on the board and all that. But yeah, here are the pistons if you didn't know what those look like. Let me back this up a little bit. And I did a visual side by side of two blocks to make sure I wasn't getting gypped or anything. But yeah, so far I haven't really had to buy anything, and probably the Megasquirt is going to be the first thing that I'll actually pay money for on this car. And there's other stuff I want to do too, like it has some rust spots on it, and they aren't bad rust spots. They're caused by the previous owner, who's an idiot, and I'll show you guys in another video what he did. Basically, the bumper was falling off, and he decided to drill through the fender and not paint the bare metal that he caused, which caused water to seep in and start rusting everything out. But that's okay. I'll figure something out. So, thanks, guys. Rate, subscribe, whatever. You can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/MegamanEXE. I'm also on RS25 under the username DrinkItDown. Let's see, what else am I on? CentralOhioSubarus.com. Drink It Down on there. And I'm on a whole bunch of other boards. I'll be around the internet. I've also got a podcast where I talk about Japanese TV shows, but I'll put a link in the sidebar for that. I don't really do a lot with them anymore, but we'll see. So thanks, and more videos to come.